north of the Victoria Falls in Zambia? Oh, there's fewer. How many got as far as, when Chris Ted was doing his presentation, how many got as far as the Luangwa? Okay, good, quite a few of you. Because what I want to focus on today is the bits of Zambia that most people don't get to. Because I was brought up there, a lot of these places we used to roam around in, we had them pretty much to ourselves growing up because, as Liz said in the introduction, my family got there in the 1900s, early 1900s, and they were administrators and district commissioners and very involved in establishing two of the parks there, the Luangwa and the Kafuri. Does anybody know what the title here means? Zambia Ulendo? No. Those Kenyans, with all due respect, hijacked our name. So Ulendo is the local language in Zambia for safari. So it's a very good name. So I'm going to teach you some new words to use for the safari. So it's Zambia Safari, and it actually used to be part of the Zambia Tourism's logo, the original Africa, the authentic Africa. That's our logo there. So that's me growing up in Zambia many years ago, roaming around in the bush, and we were pretty footloose and fancy-free. Anybody know what that snake is?
Black mamba.
It's a black mamba indeed, and it's one of the deadliest snakes, most poisonous snakes that you'll find in Africa. Anybody seen one?
Never alive.
Ah, where?
In South Luangwa.
In the Luangwa.
Yeah.
Well, that's very rare, so don't be frightened. It's very, very rare that you might see a snake. Because I know a lot of people are frightened of going to Africa and being bitten or attacked by something. I'm 6 foot, just over 6 foot. That snake's about 6.5 feet. And it's one of the only snakes that can actually stand on its tail. And when Lorenzo's telling you a story, I'll tell you a story about walking through the farm in Zambia and being confronted with walking in elephant grass this high with a mamba looking at me here. We'll tell that story later. So there is Zambia. For those of you who don't know where it is, there is Zambia. We call it Central Africa. A lot of you will say, well, it can't possibly be central because it's towards the south, but that's what we call it, Central Africa, to distinguish it from South Africa. It's twice the size of its neighbor Zimbabwe, where a lot of people go, but it has about the same population. So we're very fortunate that we have a lot of, we don't have quite the pressure on the land that Julian was talking about in India and some of the other presenters. Over 30% of Zambia's land is actually dedicated to parks, game reserves, game management areas.